2, 1, and here we go. Yes, we have to start the show by thanking the Father for the light of day He has brought our way to show us how to correct each and every tooth decay. I had to come up with a joke, right? Sorry. Okay, we were talking about Pluto yesterday, and Pluto is still. You know what? He's feeling so lonely out there, so bored and out of his mind. Pluto, this Pluto guy, Why does he have to be such a creep, right? It's because he's out there so far away. He never even gets to talk to Neptune, even though he comes closer to the sun than Neptune does. Remember, all these planets think they are the shit, man. They absolutely are the shit. This is how these planets are. Because Pluto, just imagine what the sun looks like to Pluto, right? He's way out there, in the Kepler belt or someplace like that. And he's got a moon. It's almost as big as he is. It's like the Earth and the moon, right? So look, this is it, right? When we look at the head, when we look at the look, it's so funny, right? I'm going to show you more astrology in the next 30 minutes than you'll learn from any other channel in 3 years. I guarantee it. You are going to learn astrology so well with me because I've been trained to look at words and identify them to planets, right? And sometimes I have to admit I could be wrong, but 90% of the time I'm right with my identification dates. Like the U.S. here, okay? The U.S. is what? Well, it's a Cancer sign with a Sagittarius ascendant, right? And then there's the Pentagon. Do you think Pentagon? Do you think what do you think the astrological paragraph in my astrological encyclopedia says for Pentagon? It says that Iranian drone attack hit tanker ship. All right, that is completely Mars, eh? What part of this? And some people say that Iran is a Sagittarius ascendant, right? And Sagittarius might be a Jupiter retrograde, but I don't have my personal chart for Iran. I have lots of different charts, right? So, whenever states change their mind, I draw another chart for that state. That's how my charts are for Russia and that Ukraine place. So here we go. It's not that far from India. Like, holy cow, right? And I do follow the one on the YouTube place. Now look, guys, you look through this whole entire chemical tanker thing, and you move through the time, like 10 a.m. Saturn. Look at where we are, folks, for this attack. You're gonna love this podcast I put together, and believe me, it's all under the grace of the Father, right? The Father is giving me this. You know how he's giving me this? He's giving it to me just like he's giving it to you. One day at a time. Right? It's like every day I open my eyes. I usually have a really significant dream. So last night I had a really wild dream. I open my eyes, and then all this information starts flooding into my head, right? And then there's the compulsion. How do I organize it all? And it's like my regular job is like my chores, right? It's just that stuff. My Father wants me to see and meet all the people I see and meet each and every day because I'm older than a lot of people in the town I work, and being so, I am a mentor and a teacher for them. Because if you're under the age of 28, you have not finished your first lunar cycle, and all those people coming into your life, if you're under the age of 28 and a half, all these people are nurturing you in some kind of way. It's a true thing. It's a very, very true thing. The progressions of the moon, right? So here we go. Chemicals. What are chemicals ruled by? It could be a Neptune thing, right? Holy cow. Look at this. We got a Pluto in Aquarius, on Pluto in Aquarius, on the cusp, from Capricorn. He's not in Aquarius yet. He's 55 minutes away. Let me correct myself. But look at that Aquarius ascendant. That Pluto is definitely in the 12th house. Yeah, this is the real time. I'm not messing around this time. I know that Mercury's going to retrograde, and even though I've had a couple drinks tonight, because it's eggnog season, hell, I just had to go at it, right? As I said before, the Father puts this stuff in my head, right? And I have had an individual come to my life, and that individual told me, one day we will all be living our lives by our monthly lunar cycle. One day in my life this will happen. Think about every single one of us following the moon each and every day, scientifically, right? We all are born, and then the moon cycle starts, right? 28 days. Just imagine this. We all will have this intelligence. I know this. It's been brought to me. I was only halfway. I was just beginning to read my 6th house until this premonition, this individual, picked me up on the exit. I was hitchhiking back to Banff. The time was Scorpio. The time was Sagittarius moving into Capricorn, and I was reading my 6th house. I was reading it from my Dane Rudier book. My Dane Rudier book, The Astrological Houses, the spectrum of experiences of the individual. Yep. Dane Rudier, The Astrological Houses, the spectrum of experiences for the individual. The sun was in Capricorn. I saw that I was in my 6th house. It's just like I know that I'm in my 6th house. I mean, the 26th of the month is my birthday, right? Holy cow, how much information the Father's giving to me right now. What we're going to share in the next 6 months. Or not 6 months, but the next 4 weeks of my 6th house. Me being a Leo, moving into Capricorn. Holy cow. As I said, I'm a July 26th baby. Holy cow, I have lots of 26s for you tonight. Okay, so here we go. Not to talk about me too much. Let's talk about us. Let's talk about learning, okay? Let's talk about knowing your lunar cycle, okay? Because the sun is there at Capricorn. 1 degree, the crossover period, right? We are just finishing the trade over period of what? Sagittarius to Capricorn, right? The presents are under the tree. Holy heavenly, right? Remember, folks, this is the spiritual hour. This is the ancient stories of astrology. What is the tree for Christmas? What is the tree for Capricorn? Think about it. Look at the shape of the tree, boys and girls. We're all boys and girls under the Father's light. The tree is a section of the sky. Yes, it is. It's a natural pie, right? It's a natural slice of pie. And the twinkling lights that we put on the tree are the stars, and the bulbs are the planets. Yes, sirree, Bob. I'm not here to sob. This is my job. I'm not here to rob. Okay, let's get on it. So look at this. We got Aquarius to 12 degrees, right? 12 degrees. Holy cow, that's right, 3. Like, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Who do you know the most? It's the Father, right? The Father, we must thank the Father. For Saturn in the 2nd house, right? Saturn in Pisces, there it is, the structure of the ship, in Pisces, in forward motion. Even though he got hit by a drone, he's still moving. And there we are. Look at Neptune. Neptune's in the 2nd house. The chemicals are worth money, right? Especially at the very beginning of the 2nd house, right? And so we have a Pisces, a Neptune-Venus overlap. Yes? Neptune rules the liquid of the chemicals, and Venus rules the worth of them, right? The bankroll. Yes? And the drone, of course, the drone is going to hit the ship, right? Which is made out of metal too. Because Mars will forever be jealous over Venus, right? And they're both battling over the Earth, aren't they not? And that's why Mars is on the colder side of the solar system and Venus is on the warmer side. Because Mars loves Venus and the Earth just gets in the way, right? But Venus rules the Earth. And look at that ship, how red it is. Holy cow, isn't the Father being quite generous tonight? Okay, here we go. Now moving forward, there's Chiron. Look at Chiron. He's in the second house too. And look at that north node at 22 degrees. 22, that's 4. Holy cow. Yep, north, south, east, west. Man wants it all. And then we have Jupiter in the third house. Look at Jupiter. Where is he at in the third house? Holy cow, look at this. Would you look at this chart? Jupiter's in the third house, ruled by Mercury, and then we have, and he's in Taurus, right? This is the Venus house, but it's a Mercury overlap. Are we learning quick? And look at Uranus. The Moon is approaching Uranus, and what happened? Disruption, right? The Moon, is illuminating Uranus, and he's illuminating the disruption. He's illuminating the mortality, of these men. And look, there was actually, There was actually 20 men, right? 19 minutes, 36, 19 minutes, 36, 19 degrees, 36 minutes. And look at Juno, but wait. Oh, I almost messed this up. No, I didn't. Look at this 8th house, right? One-on-one relationships, Juno, right? 20 and 16, right? But 20 degrees. And there were 20 men, right? 20 crew members. And look at this. You have these nodes sitting there in the 2nd and 8th house, right? Like we said before in our last podcast, this war thing is all wars. No matter if they're within a town or a province or a county or a country or a continent or on the sea, all wars are about related worth, self-worth, and related self-worth. Somebody's jealous over the trade, right? Somebody's not making money with the trade, or somebody wants someone to trade less, or someone's just trying to disrupt the trade, right? The 3rd house is the house of trading, right? And once we trade, we can afford to fill the 4th house up with things, our house, and then our house becomes our house and our wife, and then our children and everything. But that all has to do with what we're doing in that 3rd house, right? We're trading. We're communicating. It's what we all have to do. Even if you're a lion or a laughing hyena. Or you're a lion that has eaten a hyena, so you're just laughing like a hyena would. Or you're just purring. Okay, so that's it, guys. Look up here. We go to Juno, and then there's Pallas Athena. Not too far, 7 degrees from Venus, but they're both in Scorpio, all right? And where are we? Where's Venus? Venus is in the water, right? She's at 21 degrees. She has just moved over to what? She's in Scorpio. She's in the 21 degree mark. She's just moved over to that Cancer Scorpio sign, right? Because it's Scorpio, then Scorpio Pisces, and of course Scorpio's Cancer. The men on that ship, right? Remember, ship's ruled by Mars, but it's all because Mars is like a car on the sea, right? That's what a ship is. It's just a really big car on the sea. It's carrying lots of stuff. But you think about it, the men, that were working on their wallets, because what is that 9th house? What is that 9th house? It's a Jupiter house, right? It's a big ship. It's moving. It's over a great distance. And then when we see what's opposing, right? Look at where Venus is posing. It's posing that 3rd house, right? It's crazy. And the fact of the matter of all of this, when we look at this Then when we look at like Ceres in the 10th house, we got these Sagittarius. Then there's Mars, right? There's Mars. Look, he's in that Sagittarius house, right? The drone is flying over a distance. And then there's Mercury, not too far. He's in retrograde. The sun has left him. The sun has consumed Mercury, right? Look what has happened. In the house of Sagittarius, that the sun is illuminating the activities of Jupiter. And where do we go to Jupiter again? Jupiter's back there in the 3rd house of communications. Jupiter is the judge. Jupiter is the publisher. Jupiter is the broadcaster. But Jupiter is also the missile. In the distance that thing is flying, right? Jupiter rules all this kind of stuff. Things that are in motion. That's Jupiter, right? Jupiter is a mover and shaker. He is like the quickest thing in the solar system. He's like spinning on his axis in 10 hours. I don't even think the sun does that. So, where do we find? We find ourselves back at the 12th house in Pluto, right? How easy was it to see? And here we have, now this is how it ties into me once again, because when you are your own astrologer, you must look at where and how your chart fits into the chart you're viewing, okay? And look at the ascendant, and look at the descendant, and where are they? They are perfectly within just a few minutes. They are just in a few minutes conjunct my Jupiter. My Jupiter's, I think, is 12 minutes and 55 seconds. My Jupiter is 12 degrees and 55 minutes, right? And you know where my 10th house cusp is, eh? Oh, this is why you have to have your chart set. You have to know where your chart, you have to know where you were born. You got to know exactly within 4 minutes of when you were born, where and when, to see how the Earth was tilting. Because the ascendant of this chart marries up perfectly to my midhaven in Aquarius, right? I think my midhaven's like 4 degrees Aquarius, right? So you can figure it out. I have a 5th house. What is it? Yeah, my 4th house. Yeah, because Jupiter sits right there. That's right in the middle of my 10th house. Because my 4th house is where my Jupiter sits with Ceres. My Jupiter and Ceres sit right together with each other. And that's one of the things that makes me the doctor that I am. Believe me. As I said before, my astrologer who did my chart said I have a chart of a artist, a priest, and a doctor. And the reason why I'm a doctor is because of the Jupiter and Ceres placement in the 4th house, which is ruled by the moon, right? So you're ready to go back in time? How much have you learned? Look at this. We got the houses and everything, the overlaps. We look at it all. I can see where all my planets fit right on this chart and why I'm examining this chart, right? I have a Uranus at 21 degrees Virgo, and I have a Pluto at 18 degrees Virgo, right? And look at this. And Pluto rules reincarnation, right? It's my reincarnation, and I have what makes my life so unpredictable. And how I do not know what my future is because I have a Uranus sextile moon, but opposed a Uranus sextile Neptune opposed my moon in Pisces. So it's one of the reasons why I'm an astrologer, because my life is always unexpectedly changing. I cannot predict my future. I did not have any idea whatsoever 12 hours ago that the Father was going to pile all this information onto me right at this. He just gave me the dates. It's a true thing. I'm a Sun Leo and a Jupiter Leo. I have guardian angels. It's a true thing. It's written. Okay, so let's move on. All right, let's go back in time. let's not waste time. Okay, here we go. So that's that window, and now we are where we left off on our last podcast. Yes, we are. July 18th. Holy cow! Look at how number 26 pops up again. Yep. Full moon Capricorn proceeded. As I said before in our last podcast, that Pluto would be moving backwards into Sagittarius because he's in retrograde. We are in a retrograde season here for our next cardinal Capricorn study, right? This is what we're learning about on this playlist. On this playlist, what are we learning about? We are learning about cardinal signs of earth and water. They are cardinal. Know what cardinal means, right? And then planets that want to go into cardinal signs and how they illuminate that cardinal sign, right? So, with the full moon, Pluto has moved back like 3 degrees, okay? He was 5 on the last chart we saw on the new moon Cancer of 2008. Pluto was at 29 degrees, 5 minutes. Now, Pluto is at home. He is feeling quite at home. Look where he's at home at. He's at home in the 8th house, but he's got that little Jupiter flavor to him, right? In Sagittarius, right? So he's there in Sagittarius at the very last. He wants to cross over to Capricorn. That Capricorn energy is charging him up as well. The fire is meeting the earth, and molten is what molten is on this degree of the zodiac, okay? And he's in the 8th house, and I want to look at this. Holy cow, he's in the 8th house, and we have to look at the sun. And what is the sun saying? The sun is saying, it's 8. It's 26. 26 is 8. All right, here we go. And the third, he's in this 3rd house of communication, right? But we cannot go by this, all right? We've changed charts. I do not want you to go by the charts I have. This is for my local time, okay? What I want you to do is take what I have done for you. These are the minutes that you have to find. Find out where your time zone is and minus or plus. So when you're in Astro Gold, when you're in Astro Gold, and you're being like me, you gonna take that time and you're gonna see where it's not lining up, and then you're gonna plus or minus per hour, and you'll find that perfect place. Sometimes there's a few minutes involved. It depends where exactly you are. But just plug in that time wherever you are living, to the biggest city, the hospital, a hospital with a town or a city with a hospital. Because those are generally the places that are in these data banks with Astro Gold. And as I said, I like the Astro Gold on the ISO because it's really simple and easy to keep those retrogrades, to turn those retrogrades on. In the Astro Gold on the desktop, I find it quite cumbersome to get to where the to turn on the retrogrades. And I really think that program, for how much money you spend with that program, because you spend a lot of money on that Astro Gold program, and those retrogrades should be on by default. I don't know why the program doesn't work that way. I haven't spent any time with the desktop program, just very very little time with it. Just because I'm on the move and I'm not always sitting here. So here we go. Full moon, Capricorn 2008. Place it to where you live. Get that horizon line going. Get your chart in there, marry it up, and find, look at this time. Go over those memories if you were alive back then in 2008. And so the moon is at 26 degrees, right? She's getting ready to, the moon's actually trying my natal, the sun, sorry, my fault. The sun is actually trying my natal moon at 26 degrees Cancer. Perfectly trying. I mean, as I said, my natal moon's like 26, 30 minutes. I haven't memorized that part. So when we look at that, look at this. I'm in series on this day. I actually have to go and look at this day and see what was going on. I was doing weddings back then. Yeah, I was in Hell's Kitchen of weddings, and everyone was attacking me. You know, I was being booked like nothing else, and all my partners were absolutely screwing me over. It was a tearjerker. I absolutely love doing weddings, and everybody was screwing me over. My clients were going. It's in 2008, right? Um, Difficult times. People were looking for deals. My clients were all going for the cheapest packages. I was leaving it wide open, right? And then all my colleagues were absolutely freaking hurting me, right? They were absolutely screwing up on my dates, even though their portfolio said they wouldn't be doing that. Okay, so here we go. We have a moon in Capricorn, right? This is the full moon Capricorn. This is after the new moon of when we saw this right here, okay? This is the new moon that we noticed that Capricorn was, or not Capricorn, but Pluto was on that cusp of Capricorn, right? We have to look at these people, we have to look at this date and look at what, and I'm going to show you this right here, okay? You have the date. I've given you more than enough time to look at it. Now let's look at the date here. U.S. judge backs trial of Bin Laden's ex-driver. Okay, holy cow, look at this. Belgium king rejects PM's resignation. There is all. Yemen president claims revolt is over. Qantas. Okay, this is a real Saturn spotter right here. Qantas to cut 1,500 jobs, right? The sixth house is absolutely empty here. Of course, as I said before, you have to go and look at the location of Qantas. Where was their head office to look at this, right? But the cut part is definitely Capricorn, right? Capricorn's all about the cut. Okay? It's a sickle sign, right? Columbia, and it goes on. You can look at here. I have the date here. Look at the date here. You just go here. You go to this France 24 sign, July 18th. I don't want to bore you too much, right? I want to give you the charts. I want to give you the fire. I want to give you the desire. I want you to be just as sharp as me, right? I want you to be your own astrologer. That's what I'm here for. The Father has put me on this planet so you can know your own stars. And show it to you easily, right? Because that's what I'm doing. I'm showing you all this. The last one, look at this. French police hunt stolen explosives. Let's find the stolen explosives in the chart, right? Well, we know, okay, where's Uranus at? That's, Uranus is quite explosive. Uranus is retrograde, 22 degrees, okay? Holy cow, the 22, it's like 4, right? So here he is in Pisces, which is a Neptune house. Neptune's in Aquarius. Look where she is. Neptune is 23 Aquarius. Where is that at? Aquarius is that explosive sign, Uranus, right? And then look where the moon is. Yeah, the moon is illuminating Capricorn, which is the explosives are generally going to sickle someone down, right? And then we have Jupiter in Capricorn as well, so that's mass sickling, mass harvesting, mass suffering, right? Both of them together, and that's what explosives do. That's what explosives actually do, right? They make a mass of people suffer, right? Astrology is so funny, right? I just love it. I just see all the jokes. I mean, because the Father's talking to me, right? It's communication. I'm Mercury, right? I'm close to the Father. Look at this. Look at all the things that were going on this day. It's crazy. Nazi hunter believes Dr. Death's still alive. Dr. Death, okay? Who's Dr. Death still alive? Look at the moon. The Dr. Death, right? The Jupiter, right? Doctor. I don't know if you know or not. This is really good. This is becoming a really good live event. I can't believe these guys. Nazi hunter believes. Okay? Well, let's find the astrology of this. Dr. Death. Okay, what is doctor in Latin? Like dossier, right? Doctor is teacher in Latin, right? Teacher death. and look what we have. We have the moon and Jupiter in the house in the ninth house, right? And then we have, I mean, how much death is Pluto worth? Oh, it's gonna be a great little cardinal sign tour, right? Okay, so this is 2008. This is let's move on. Let's go to the so we got the full moon Capricorn. What comes after that for cardinal signs of Earth and Water? Because that's what this playlist is all about. So I'm gonna get rid of that one. Get rid of this one. Let's move to our next chart. As I said, you're gonna learn more about astrology in 30 days. In 30 minutes. Then you'll learn from a regular podcaster in 3 years. Okay, and I gotta keep it up, right? Okay, so we're moving to Saturn Day. Now 27th. Look at this, December 2008. 2008 was actually a 10-year, right? A 10-year Saturn year. I'm an archivalist. I've been an archivalist all my life. I worked for the late great Rudy Garcia. I was working for the late great Rudy Garcia in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, on Delancey Place, and my first job for him, before he'd trust me with anything else, was being his archivalist. I would trip around town looking for all kinds of stuff for him for his archives. Okay, so here we go. And his archives were all about reference, right? So, and my mind works a lot because of him, right? The way my mind works is a lot because of how he was. He was awesome. He was like one of the best dads I had. Okay, so archives of Saturn Day 27, which is 9, which is Sagittarius, which is Jupiter, right? December, which is the 12th house. and what day is this? This is the 27th, so we're right 6 degrees Capricorn, eh? And look at this sicklehood, the land of sickles. Holy cow, 2008. No wonder the stock market crashed in 2008. Look at this year end, the 27th. This is the day after Boxing Day in 2008. Man, was I working crazy that year. I was so busy with my wedding business, I had no idea that what? I had no idea the stock market even crashed. I heard that the stock market crashed in June the following year. And why wasn't like that for me? First off, I have an empty Capricorn house, right? My 8th house, which is my Capricorn house, being a Gemini ascendant. Look where all the plants are. Holy cow. Did I have like 20,000 guests and no assistants, because all my assistants were screwing me over my business, right? And on top of that, my mother was dying, right? Holy cow. I was sending money to the tax collector for the forest fire they started, and I was sending money to my mom because she was dying and she's having open heart surgery and what have you, and whatever it was, she was absolutely on her deathbed, right? And now here I am trying to make partners, and they're just all screwing me over. And why was I trying to make partners? So I could go see my mom, right? And mom, what is mom? Mom's the cancer house, right? And look at this empty house. But here we are. As I said before, when you look at this number, you look at this date right here, and see, I'm in Mountain Standard Time, so plus 7, right? And this is what you got to do. You got to place it to where you are, right? And then you have to set your natal chart right next to it. And if that is not enough information after you've read every single degree of your chart, then go and get a progressed chart due. Yeah, that's cheap too. You can do that for free, right? But look at this. Look at this. What do we have for this date? For the new moon, right? For the new moon Capricorn, preceding the well, this is the new moon Capricorn, right? So we're starting an entirely new cycle. And look at this. 6, and then we have Juno here. The whole bunch is here, right? And look at this. Look at where Pluto is. Pluto's at 1 degree. He's in Capricorn, and Mars is right. No, they're having a shindig together, right? That's what they're all doing. They're like, all right, cool stuff. Pluto is finally in his 3rd house of organization. Mars is there in his 3rd house of organization, and this is a new house. This is the new moon, of Pluto. This is the absolute new moon of Pluto, going into Capricorn, starting a 15-year trend of hanging out and massing up everything Saturn can give them, right? those two are just hanging out, right? Water and earth mixed together, right? And look at this. Look, this is the new moon kickoff right here. And every day the standard will get higher than this, folks. The Father keeps on giving me the information, and this is how He wants you to study your lunar cycles. Every 28 days, know where that moon is. Follow that moon through your chart. And so here we are. Let's look at I mean, it's an amazing chart, right? And it's sicklehood, right? Troops deployed to border amid growing tensions. What is the border? What is the border, right? Well, you know that Saturn and Pisces is dissolving the borders. So who creates the borders? Saturn, right? Then the troops are Mars. Deploy, that's Jupiter. Tensions, what is the tension? That's the hard angles. Where are the hard angles? So we got a hard. There's a vista hard angle. Actually, you know what? Look at this. How many hard angles can you find in this chart? And the hard angles, there's one square. You got vista. That's one square. Vista is at 0 degrees Taurus. Trine Pluto and Mars. Yes, it's a true thing. It makes you laugh, makes your heart sing, makes you everything just groovy, right? Now, Scooby Dooby. So here we go. And look at this. We got the Aquarius. We have a conjunction with Venus and Neptune. They like to hang out. I consider Friday ruled by Venus and Neptune. You need the fuel in the car that you get on Tuesday. Jupiter, you get your paycheck. That's Thursday. And then Friday is when you put the gas in your car and you go pick up your girl, right? Because Venus is your girl, right? You need the gas, you need the oil, you need that fuel to go get your car, right? And Kira, she's gonna help you with some wounds, right? That's Friday. So there's the nodes, right? Leo, holy cow, that Leo thing coming up. But, and here's Jupiter at 27 degrees. It is a full-on Capricorn year this year. And look at this. Look at militants renew attack. Militants renew attacks despite Israeli threats of retaliation. These people just don't stop in the Middle East. Don't they get bored with this trash? I mean, don't they just hate being the trash of humans? Warmongers are the trash of humans. That's who they are. They are the trash of us all. These guys are the bullies of the bunch, right? And we can just look here. Troops killed 3 gunmen after an attack. You look at the headlines here. Once again, this is France 24 again. You just archives. You look through this. Police kill Al Qaeda escapee chief. I mean, look at this stuff, right? And look at all stresses and threats and threats and stresses. And one animal wants to eat another animal. Lions are eating hippos. Alligators are eating cheetahs. And it's mass chaos. Is this supposed to be normal? Is this what it is? Massive Israeli raid on Gaza Strip. Look at this. Would you look at this? December 27th, 2008. Where are we at today? Massive Israeli raid on Gaza Strip. This is why I'm me, guys. I told you. This is why I'm me. And I'm not going to... I mean, look at all these things. Blast kills over a dozen of... It's craziness, right? This is December 27th, right? This is all the stuff that happened, right? That was... And remember, it's France 24, right? France 24. 24 is 6, right? Man. Remember, Saturn. The sickle day. The day of structure. Okay, that's enough of the 27th. Let's move on to the next chart. All right, as I said before, we got 2 more fun little. I mean, we have a little more giggle times happening here. I mean, this is what happens here. Yeah, there's 2 more. New moon Cancer. We're back at the new moon. Now look how pretty she is, eh? Holy cow! 111. Vista, the moon. Look at how beautiful the chart is. The moon and the sun are hanging out at 1.5 degrees. Where? In Cancer, right? 1.5 degrees Cancer. and Vista's right behind them, about 11 degrees back. And look where Pluto is. It's a perfect new moon opposition to Pluto in Capricorn. Hooray! Pluto's in Capricorn at just 2 degrees, right? 59 minutes will definitely round up to 2 degrees. So here we are. Pluto's out of the trade over energy. He's feeling all that he's feeling the strength of that first Capricorn house. You know, he's away from that Aquarius. He's away from that Sagittarius energy, right? He's out of that trade over time. And this is the new moon celebrating it all, because the new moon is actually still 30 minutes behind Pluto. But it's there, right? We got sun, ego, moon, mortality. What is Vista? I'll have to look at that. It's just an asteroid. Don't worry about that part. This podcast, this channel is going to be mainly focused when we think that we really need these asteroids, because there is so much to learn and not being covered on all the other channels. As I said before, we're going to learn more in 30 minutes here than, like, what we're going to learn about. Holy cow, because here we are 15 years after these events, and we're going through the same stuff with the same people, right? They haven't learned anything. They haven't learned anything whatsoever. Pluto absolutely sucks. Why won't we learn this? If we don't learn this before we get over to Aquarius, if we do not learn how much Pluto sucks before he gets into the disruptive sign of humanity called Aquarius, right? Because that's what humans do. They disrupt the Earth, right? I mean, the Earth has her disruptions when, you know, she has a volcanic event or earthquake or a storm. But humans like disrupting things too. And most importantly, what they disrupt is things for lesser Earthlings, right? We have forgotten that we're here to care for the lesser Earthlings, right? We are the most intelligent Earthlings. Dolphins are not that far behind. And we refuse to learn from the facts of time that we disrupt the lives of other Earthlings in the pursuit of our own selfishness and entertainment. That's Aquarius, right? Because without the electricity, you can't have the entertainment in the modern age. Okay, so here we are. I am not quite finished my second eggnog yet, and we have 2 more charts to do, so let's hurry up here, because you don't have that much of an attention span. Okay, because we're doing 3 years of work, right? In 30 minutes. And it might be over 30 minutes. I'm not watching the clock, because there's lots going on here. So here we are, folks. Look at that perfect opposition going on. And we got all these reds. We got plenty of reds and blues, you know. We're just missing the whites. It's reds and blues week, you know. And this is 2009. What was happening in Ukraine on this day? Okay, so here we go. Isn't this going to be just beautiful? Yeah, this is going to be just beautiful. Here we go. So here we are. Here are the archives of this date. Is this the right one? This is June. That's not it. That's June. Holy cow, I messed up here. No, that's June 22nd, right? This is the new moon. And then this would be July 7th. Oh, that would be the full moon. What happened to what date? Holy cow, look at that. Did I really mess this up? Full moon Capricorn. Full moon Cancer, right? Yeah, look at that. I messed them up, I guess, but still, they're not that much difference, right? This right here, though, is absolutely... Isn't that just the beauty of the chart? I'm going to have to show that to you. This is this other chart. How did I do that? I jumped around. It must have been when I sorted. I'm so sorry, guys. It's okay. No, in Mercury retrograde. But when we go back to this January 10th date with Leo on the 7th, which is basically Leo's on the ascendant. Sorry. have to get too far away from the microphone here. Okay, so really quick here, January 29th. Look at this show right here, okay? Look at this show. Sun, opposed moon, 21 degrees. He's in that Pisces. He's in 21. He's just moved over from that Pisces to of Cancer, right? And Capricorn is in Capricorn, Juno, and Jupiter is in that Virgo, right? This is the Virgo decant, right? Because Capricorn, Taurus, then Capricorn, it's 21 degree, Capricorn, Virgo, right? And that's going to be 21 degrees, which would be Capricorn, Pisces. Isn't that perfect or what? To have all that Virgo energy opposed to the moon, and the moon's our closest neighbor, right? And there's that one-on-one relationship thing with Juno. Juno's hanging out not too far away from Jupiter, right? And all these planets in the house of Leo. And look where Pluto is, right? And for January 10th, U.S. corporate bonds sell like hotcakes. Okay, selling like hotcakes, right? U.S. corporate bonds. Well, we know that the moon is at home in Cancer, selling like hotcakes, right? The partnership house, the trade, would be, look at this, selling like hotcakes. You know, Mars is not too far from Sun, and we get the heat from these three. Heat from these three, right? And we can look at this. This is on the Economic India Times, right? The Economic Times, IndiaTimes.com, and I look. No matter where I look, I find these events, right? I find all these events. Look at this. It's crazy, right? Boeing to cut 4,500 jobs as airline demands falls. There's all kind. Look at all the stuff that was happening on this day, and we connect it all to the chart, right? Yeah, this is the Economic Times, IndiaTimes.com archive. You know, year 2009, and here we are, January 10th. You can look it up, right? I just look for the dates, and there's all kinds of. There's more stuff happening on this day that I could post, because I had to look through several archives. There's absolutely 5 to 10 to 15 different archives of stuff that was happening on this day. And it's all cardinal, right? India should give Pakistan some time, US. I mean, look at all the stuff all the trading that's going on here, okay? So we're done with this one. It's July 7th. It's January 10th. We'll move that one away. July 7th right here in June. This is June 22nd. June 22nd is this chart right here. And I don't think I actually have something pulled up for this. So let's do this one first. This is July 7th. This is the full moon. I knew there was a page. I forgot to email myself. Okay, so Mercury retrograde again. Okay, so what we got going on here is this Mercury, on the full moon, which is just past this one right here. The sun is at 15 degrees, it's just past my Mercury, right? And holy cow, look at this Cancer and Capricorn thing. I wonder what was happening in Banff on this day. And look at this one. This 26 thing happens to us again. Look at these two right here. This 26 keeps on following me. You cannot believe how the number 26 is in my head almost every hour of the day, and this is the day that I'm born on. And I can't get away from this number, right? I cannot get away from this number. When I pull stuff up, look at this. Uranus at 26 degrees Pisces, right? Uranus is actually sitting on my moon. Just imagine Uranus on your moon on July 9th, July 7th, 2009. This is the day, this day right here, this is the day that my partner absolutely screwed me over big time. He had a multi-thousand-dollar day event. He had an event, a wedding. I had a wedding too. I booked him for this guy, and he totally screwed me and the bride over, right? He was supposed to, this guy, on this day right here, I remember this day. On this day right here, this guy that I, you know, basically said, hey, look, you want to make like almost $2,000 in a day? I know you have the talent. I have the equipment. You have the equipment. Let's go do this, right? I have another wedding already worked out. And this guy, 26 degrees Pisces. My moon is at 26 degrees. This guy totally screwed me over on this day. It actually sank. It was a major blow to my ship. My 15-year career weddings was a major bomb went off on this day for me, right? Holy cow, this guy, he really messed me up. And this woman is, I think I talked to this bride 3 years ago, and she still wanted her money back for how horrible of a job he did. He was an award-winning photographer. And I've talked around. Holy cow, this is bad. This is a horrible time for me. And there's Uranus. Disruptive. I mean, I'm a Leo, and my partnership sign is Aquarius, right? And Uranus is that partnership planer, and this guy totally messed me up, right? It was the worst. Hey, it was the worst hiccup in my wedding career, and I booked some other guy who was a published photographer, award-winning published photographer. Deliberately did it. You know what he did? He had a whole bunch of under or weird exposed pictures on a multi-thousand-dollar wedding day, and he was supposed to shoot in professional RAW, and he deliberately went against the contract and shot in JPEG, right? And it was all out of focus and overexposed or underexposed. It's like, I'm gonna screw you up today, right? And look at this day. Look at the stuff that was happening. I'm gonna have to actually enlarge this, right? Holy cow! No wonder I'm only getting so little views. Okay, so it's full moon Capricorn, and we know that Saturn is one of the ruling planets for China. Police arrest 1,434 people over rioting. Look at this. Look at all the stuff that's actually going down here. Police shoot dead a Cherokee County serial killer. You know, it goes on. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. The United Nations Security Council condemns the recent missile launches of North Korea. United Nations says around 204. The United Nations says around 204,000 people have fled violence in Mogadishu, Somalia. Mogadishu. Maybe I'm totally messing that one up. 2 bombs explode in the southern Philippines, killing 2 and injuring 53. Sickle day, right? Moon in Cancer, or Sun in Cancer, Moon in Capricorn. Sickle day, right? Oh, look at this. Financial. Pope Benedict calls for new financial world order guidelines by ethics. Religion absolutely should be free, right? And astrology will be. I will make astrology absolutely free to you. 12 people die. Oh, 12 people is the 12th house thing. 12 people die. Look at the 12th house. We can't even go by this, as I said before. We have to look. When we think 12th house stuff, we think 12th house matters. Look at that Neptune guy, right? Yeah. And then once again, this is a Wikipedia. I wanted to do different ones for different dates, right? Okay, so being how we are, we totally screwed up on this. Let's go back. We did the full moon before the new moon because I didn't have the panel open for the new moon, right? You know, everyone is imperfect, right? No servant is greater than his master, and no master is greater than his servant. And every con artist will be caught and tied and basically he will be sentenced for being a con artist, right? Because I refuse not to be a con artist here. I refuse to be. Okay, so what we do is we just show you how you do it. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the secrets of how to become a great astrologer. Holy cow, for free! YouTube's financing the whole thing. Okay, so here we go. I'm just paying for the internet. So here we go here. What happened? It's so simple, right? You draw the chart, and then you look at what happened. You can do it together with me. June 22nd, 2009. Did I do it right? Let's find out. Look at this, guys. 10 years later, this is like when we see that 10 number, it's Saturn talking to us, eh? Where are we at? We're at 1144. 1144. 4 and 4 is 8 plus 2. 8 plus 2 is 10. All things are 1. What happened? Holy cow. 10 years later. Metro crash that killed 9 was an unbelievable nightmare. June 22nd, 2009. It was rush hour on another steamy summer day in DC area. A Metro rail train full of commuters, commuters of Mercury, right? Was traveling between Tacoma and Fort. And look at this, eh? What happened next was an unbelievable nightmare. Unbelievable nightmare, right? What's an unbelievable nightmare? Let's take a look at the chart. It's a new moon, right? It's a new moon Cancer. it's like the story of my photography career. Because my first photography boss when I came to Canada, at Skiing Lays, he was a Cancer. It was an unbelievable, working for this guy was an unbelievable nightmare. I never thought it would be like that. Yeah, see, for anyone who was here in DC, holy cow, look at this. 2 crumpled trains, okay? What is train? Train is Jupiter, right? So where's Jupiter doing? Jupiter and Neptune, right? It's Jupiter and Neptune there. 26. Look at the 26, guys. The 26 is, holy cow. 26 wants to be 27. 2619. Aquarius, Uranus. You have Jupiter, Neptune in the house of Uranus. Chiron, there, bang, 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 like that. Look at it, it's like bang, bang, bang. This is how you are a great astrologer. Look, there's Uranus right here. Uranus is at 26 degrees Pisces. Look at Juno, one-on-one relationships, 27 degrees. Unbelievable nightmare. You have just passed. You have stayed here right to the last moments of this amazing, eye-opening podcast of the cardinal signs of Cancer and Capricorn, right? Guys, thank you for your patience. And as I said, you don't have to thank me. You don't have to like me. You don't have to follow me. And you absolutely do not have to subscribe to me. But we can learn together once in a while, right? All the best. And I hope you got something out of this podcast. See you tomorrow.